I get asked this a lot of times where what shall I invest in? How do I, in fact, I get asked twofold questions. One is, how do I start? How do I get to 100 grand in income? And at the same time, at the back of that, how do I invest that money? I get asked these two questions a lot. And I always say, look, you need to build one skill that will help you get to 100 grand. Now, that could be rent to rent, service accommodation, hotels, it could be flips, it could be as simple as splitting titles, it could be as simple as doing small developments, like 2-3 units developments. They are simple once you learn the game. They're not easy, but simple. A lot of people misunderstand that. They think it's complicated, it's difficult. Yes, it's not easy, it's not necessarily very difficult, but at the same time, it is simple once you learn the process. But flipping is something that I would say, if you are a newbie, you're coming into it and you want to build that 50, 100 grand income to start with. You can make 100 grand from a very small reefer project if you're doing it in southeast of England. Find something that's run down. 20-30% discounts are easily available in the market that we are in at the moment. You find something that's run down, 20-30% discounted, you do it up, you add another maybe 20-30% value, you hold on to it for at least, let's say, 2-3 years, and all of a sudden what you'll find is you'll be able to pull out all of your money and some more, and then be able to repeat that process over and over again. Finding investors, very, very important. You need to create your own network. You need to be able to do your events. When we started, we were doing events heavily, but at the same time, it's your own networking, being able to nurture relationships around you. That's key to finding investors if you don't have your own money, lots of money. But flips is something that you can make some decent money in even right now. At the same time, I would say if you're looking for cash flow on daily basis, you want to focus on serviced accommodation, short-term lets. That's where the money is. That's what we have scaled. That's where we are investing our money, our time and resources. But that's the question I get asked all the time. And then once you have a little bit of money coming in from the cash flow that you generate, where shall you invest? You can invest in commercial properties, like I said, hotels, serviced accommodations, warehouses, retail shops with high traffic, as in high foot traffic in the region. Make sure that it is very high foot traffic, because a lot of high streets are dying. So you don't necessarily want to buy somewhere. I live in Windsor and I see the high street, even though it's quite busy, there are still shops out there that are not renting easily, purely because there's still not enough foot traffic to be able to kind of attract that kind of rents that they ask for. So you do have to be very careful in terms of the foot traffic. It literally is about building skills, understanding where you can find the deals. In fact, here's one thing that most people don't realize and they don't practice enough, which is to be able to become a property investor, you need to be able to learn how to find the right deals. If you cannot find the right deals, you literally cannot become a property investor. Learning how to find the right deals, as in below market value deals, rundown properties, is the name of the game. And it is not very difficult. Like, I can show you in 5 minutes how to find these deals, right? Local accountants, local solicitors, local estate agents, making sure that you get notifications from Zoopla and Rightmove. There are other tools out there like Property Filter, Property Deals Insight. There are many, many tools out there. There's Nimbus Maps, there's LandTech. You can find these deals on many of these portals. On Nimbus Maps and Land Insight, it's a lot more advanced. You can find land deals and commercial deals as well. But these tools will help you find these deals, allow you to be able to, once you find the right deal, it becomes a lot more easier to make profits at the back of that. At the same time, if let's say you are a professional who is making decent money somewhere and you want to now invest that money, focus on commercial and not residential. Buy to let is residential. Please do not invest money in buy to let. You're likely going to suffer very heavily. It's all about investing in commercial. And when I say commercial, I'm really talking about warehouses, I'm talking about serviced accommodation units, blocks of flats, I'm talking about hotels in the right locations. Please, location is key. If you get your location wrong, you are again going to suffer. This is the key. I just shared it in the last few minutes. Do share your thoughts. Let me know where you are in the journey, and let's see if we have some synergy we can collaborate on.